Hello viewers, welcome once again to my channel, Success Academy Tutorial. Now we want to look at one of the aspects of applying calculus, differentiation to be precise, to economics. And this is being illustrated in this example on the board. It is a little bit much more complicated as we'll be looking at the demand function, and then we'll first of all derive the total revenue. Afterward, we'll now look for marginal revenue through differentiation process, then do this kind of substitution that needs to be done. Like, look at if the demand function of a monopolist is given as P is equal to 120 minus 3Q. That's the demand function of a monopolist. Find the expression for total revenue. TR means total revenue in terms of Q. What is the value of MR at Q equals 10? So we want to look at that. So don't forget that the demand function is given as P is equal to 120 minus 3Q. Then question 1 asks us to find an expression for TR. Note that our TR is equal to price times quantity. That don't forget. The total revenue of a function is given as, or it can be of a function or a firm, is given at the price of the commodity multiplied by the quantity sold, or produced, you understand? So that will be the total revenue. So the total revenue here is equal to P, and don't forget that P is already given as 120 minus 3Q. That's going to be 120 minus 3Q times Q. So the next thing we need to do here is to open the bracket. If you're following closely, you understand. This is 120 times Q, that's 120Q, minus 3Q times Q, that's 3Q squared. So the question is asked of us to find the expression for TR in terms of Q. This is your expression for TR in terms of Q. You are expressing it in terms of Q, this is it. And then the next is to determine the marginal revenue. Don't forget that marginal revenue is the differentiation of total revenue with respect to quantity. That is, change in total revenue as a result of change in quantity. So for us to find marginal revenue, we have to say marginal revenue is equal to change in total revenue over change in quantity. Now that is, we are changing in this total revenue as a result of change in quantity. So marginal revenue is going to be now equal to change in TR as a result of change in Q, that's 120 minus this differentiation of this is 6Q. This is your marginal revenues of this function. And then it is asked of all. Don't forget that the question says, what is the value of MR, which is marginal revenue, at Q equals 10? What would the marginal revenue be when quantity or output is equal to 10 units? So when output Q is equal to 10 units, our MR will now be equal to 120 minus 6 into bracket 10. Let's complete the remaining here. So we can have marginal revenue to be equal to 120 minus 60. So your marginal revenue here is going to be just 60. What we did here is 6 times 10, which gives us 60. Thank you so much for following up with our videos. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any question or comment, please don't be shy to drop your comment or your questions under the comment section. Thanks.